Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at designing and preparing to print a 3D printed finger ring. To begin, let's start with New, Standard IPT, and click Create. I'm going to start with a 2D sketch on my XY plane. I'm going to begin with a circle, and when I took and measured the finger that I want the ring on, that's the diameter that I'm going to type in. So from my circle, I'm going to start from my origin, wait for a green dot. And this diameter here is going to be the diameter that the circle template told you your finger was. On the circle templates, it's in fractions of an inch, so I can also type in a fraction. Mine was 7/8, 7/8 of an inch. Or if you know the decimal equivalent, 0.875. This dimension here is the dimension of your finger. So make sure you have that selected for your finger. Press the Escape key. Next we're going to offset. We're going to click the circle and offset to the outside. This is going to be 1/8 of an inch thick, so that is going to be 1/8 or 0.125. Enter on the keyboard. We're going to green check mark Finish Sketch. We're going to extrude. Now if this does not automatically highlight, you have to bring your cursor in here in order to click that when it turns pink. And then back to our extrude menu. I want to extrude in direction number 2. And I want this to be a distance of 1/4 inch, which is 0.25, or you could type in 1/4 here. And then select OK. To make this more comfortable fitting on our finger, we're going to fillet these edges so they're not sharp corners. I'm going to fillet. I'm going to change the radius of my fillet here to 1/16 of an inch. That's 1/16. And then I'm going to click my edges. I'm going to do the inside too, so that it's a little bit more comfortable putting on and taking off. Once you have all 4 of those edges selected, click Apply and click Cancel. That looks really good. Next I'm going to take and put a work plane across the top of this surface. So I'm going to get a work plane. I'm going to offset from plane. I'm going to come over here to my origin, click on the plus mark in front of my origin folder, and I want to select the XZ plane. Then I'm going to grab the orange arrow that's here, and I'm going to pull that up until it's on the top part of my ring. And I'm going to green check mark. Now when I go to my front view, you can see that that work plane is right touching the top of my surface. That's where we need that work plane to be. And then I'm going to take a 2D sketch and place it on my work plane. Then using my text tool, I can either click and stretch out a box, or I can just click my text. And in here I'm going to leave my font height the same. However, I am going to select bold. I'd like my text bolded. And in here you're going to type your name or whatever you would like to have on here. You can have it in capital letters. Don't change the font too much after you have this in here. You can just play around with changing the font by editing your text or editing your sketch. But let's leave it at Toma for right now. And click OK. Press the Escape key. And I'm going to take and drag my text onto my ring. You can see that our text came in upside down. It's not really a big deal. You can take and grab the corner and kind of flip it around a little bit if you wish. Bring this back on. And kind of stretch it till it makes it big, but you can rotate your ring around, so unless it really bothers you that it's upside down, you can leave it that way. Okay, once we have that done, I'm going to finish sketch. I'm going to take and use a new tool for us called Emboss. I'm going to click Emboss. First I want to choose my text, and I want to have Emboss from face, so it's going to be raised up. And then what I want to do is I also want to click Wrap to Face, then it wants me to select the face, and that's going to be this outside section right here. Click to select it. For the height of my letters, 0.1 is kind of tall, so I'm going to take and change that to 0.5. Extra point in there, 0.5, and then select OK. Okay, you can see that that went a little bit big, so I'm going to come back here to my emboss, and I'm going to right click, edit sketch, edit feature, and we did that at 0.5, and what we wanted to do was 0.05, and click OK. There, that looks much better. Okay, now in order to not see this work plane on here anymore, I'm going to right click, that's with your middle finger on work plane, and I'm going to come down here to visibility, and I'm going to deselect visibility. And there we go, here's our ring. That looks very nice, and you can see it's lofted up. That looks really nice. Press the escape key and go home. Next, let's change this to a different type of material. I'm going to choose my blue wall paint glossy. I like that color. That's the color my ring is going to be. That's the color of plastic I have in the 3D printer as well. And then I'm going to go to the orange capital letter I. I'm going to save as. I'm going to put this into my H drive, first initial last name 000, and I'm going to type in my last name, and ring, and click save. After we have it saved, we need to have this saved in a different format. So I'm going to orange capital letter I, I'm going to export. I'm going to export CAD format. I'm going to leave the title the same. However, I want to change it from IPT file to an STL file right here, STL file. That's so the 3D printer can read it. And I'm going to click save. After you have that done, congratulations, you're now ready to go to the 3D printer and print out your finger ring.